I want to try to say something to Sandra and Linda. This is Chris's mom, Jeannie Williamson. I don't know if I can get it all out. There's just so much to say, but what I want you to know is that I love Christopher. I am his mom, and I never stopped being his mom. I'm crazy about him, and I've tried to stay in contact with him, and I've tried to get a sane mind about what happened in Middlesex. When we met at that Parker's restaurant that night, and you guys were so against my marrying Donald, even Linda, you stood up and like you were going to leave, and I didn't understand. I thought, wow, why are they being that way? I didn't realize like your family had so many problems, and you just added to mine. I was so naive, I didn't comprehend. But what I know is that when I was dating Donald and he seemed like he was such a sweetheart, I thought he would be good for me and Christopher. I married Donald with like a good heart because I thought that me and Christopher and Donald could have a happy, cohesive family. And that's not what happened at all. And I mean, this is like the first time I could even try to talk to you. I mean, I had to be pushed into a corner to try to communicate something because you're so cruel. You know, I wanted to talk to you like at Thanksgiving a number of years ago. I just wanted to get on the same page about faith. I had a good open heart. I wanted to be your friend, and you wouldn't come visit me. You know, I feel like, Sandra, you could have dispelled any kind of negativity if you had just come and talked to me. And Linda, I was open to being your friend. I mean, I could see that you had some troubles back then, but I wasn't condemning you. When I let Christopher go to Nashville with you, I had this open heart, like, you know, like it was a goodwill, like surely they'll come and talk to me. And I remember even saying to Donald, are they just not ever going to talk to me? You went and got married, you Sandra, and you moved to Nashville, Linda, and I mean, even now I'm talking, I feel like this cruelty, like you have such a cruel, horrible family. But I love Christopher, and I don't want to lose him. And I've really tried all this time to keep up with Christopher. All the while Donald, I felt like was maligning me. You know, I tried to just be real nice and like say things didn't matter and, well, you know, it'll all work out. And it just was getting worse and worse and worse. And so, you know, Sandra, I see that you have 2 kids. I want you to just think for a moment what it would feel like if someone just took one of your kids. Just even try to comprehend how you would feel. And that's how I feel. I feel like my very breath has been robbed out of my chest because you and Linda were so cold that you couldn't even talk. And I had to comprehend what it is. You know, what is it? What happened here? Because I didn't want to tear Christopher in two. I didn't want to tear his arms off trying to say, you know, like, be on my side. I just tried to be nice about it all, but it's turned into some horrible battle, and I don't think it's fair for Christopher. I don't. I think that Christopher has had, you know, at least as hard a time as I have. Don't you think that he just to say, oh, you don't need your mom, you have this other family, and they're just really nice to you, and they'll just put her in the dirt gently, and you know, she's just evil and insane and mentally ill or whatever. But just think of what I said. If someone took your child, how would you react? How would you? Well, I have been tested in this, and I feel like Christopher was robbed from me. I've been robbed of years of enjoying his presence. But I mean, I can confess that I needed to have some awakening about life. I was just completely naive. And the purpose of this video is because it's like come to such a kind of end. Donald, and I would have like this open heart. I've talked to Christopher some. He would talk to me. But every time I got close, he would back away. And it would make me upset. And I'd try to be a mom, like, hey, you need to talk to your mom. But you guys, I mean, I don't know about you, but Donald, who just put me totally in the dirt. Just in the dirt. And it was just mind-blowing how you could do that. I want to be a part of Christopher's life, and I want you to help facilitate that. I want you to be able to tell him, you really should talk to your mom. She's an awesome person, because I am no bad person. I'm not. I'm a really awesome person. I'm a nice person. I'm generous. I talk to Christopher when I can. It's just that he's learned to disrespect. He's got that thing that you guys have where you just shut up your compassion and you smile at someone over there while you murder somebody over here. And that's how I feel. And if this video just doesn't get through, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't. So this is kind of a plea. It's a plea. It's a plea. Don't murder me in Christopher's eyes. Have some compassion to think that Christopher needs his mom. That Christopher didn't deserve to have his mom taken away from him. That he's had identity issues. And I think he's awesome. He's smart, and I have things to offer his life. I want to talk to him. I want to see how he's doing. And I just don't want to be treated like the offscouring of the earth. And, it just never even entered my mind to treat you that way. Not in the million years. I waited. I waited for you to talk to me, and you wouldn't. You left me like something I would never do. And I didn't know how to handle it. Hurt and anger just don't, they're like words that don't even add up. So now, if you have warmth, don't let it be like this. Don't tell Christopher that he doesn't need his mom, and don't be like the happiest family and just sweep something under the rug that you have the power to undo, to rearrange, because I don't want this. I don't want Christopher to never see his mom again, and I want to be a part of his experiences. I want to share mine with him. I didn't want to bring shame on him. I just, I mean, there's so many words to say, and I just feel that Donald, when I was trying to be some kind of bridge, Donald was painstakingly, choking off my air. He was using my mother for money, and I didn't like that. It seemed like I was, it was disagreeable. Of course I was disagreeable, but it's because it was disagreeable. So I think Christopher is doing pretty awesome. I mean, I think that he's doing okay with he's got, started the peanuts and the candy. You know, I just I attend a community college. I volunteer at a place called the Rocky Mountain Raptor Program. Here in Colorado, it's a place that rehabilitates raptors, like eagles and hawks and owls, and it's real interesting. This is a beautiful place out here. I've wanted Christopher to come visit, and I've been so brokenhearted that like I would just cry. I mean, I couldn't even really try to to just try to go somewhere, because you just are in such disagreement with what's happening, and not have a friend to help you, and not have family support. I mean, I had to like find some kind of strength, and my faith is in God. I believe in Christ, but I wasn't raised in church at all. And I really just thought you knew Jesus better than I did. And you guys were like false religion or something. And I've had to, pull faith out of my soul. So Christopher is awesome. I think that he struggles to find an identity, and I don't think that it's going to help to just eradicate me from his life. I'm his family. I'm his, I'm where he comes from. I know where I come from. I don't want him to not have a heritage, and it creates such an animosity to me. If there were some justice, I don't know. So now, this video is insufficient. There's no way anything could be communicated in a video. But now it's a few days till Christmas, and this is kind of the last thing. If I don't find a bridge, I may not see Christopher maybe ever again. And I have been wounded by his disrespect, because he learned to disrespect me. When I would act stoic because I just wasn't in agreement, and he has some opinion of me that's not really me. I really just wanted to have fun. With Donald. It was about that, and then all of a sudden we had to build an empire for Donald, and I wasn't okay with that. I wasn't okay with how he treated Christopher in the beginning, and I thought, oh my gosh, what have I gotten myself into? But back then, my honor was there. I entered something with a good heart and a true honor, and I didn't leave because I had my honor there, and I couldn't just walk away in some huff and belligerently. That wasn't who I was, and honestly, it's not who I am now. Perhaps the reason I can talk to you now is because I've gotten over a lot of that terrible wound that you left me with. And I want to somehow reestablish a connection with Christopher that is about happiness, not just about what you want, but about some things that I want. You know, I want him to know that nobody's mad at him. I'm not mad at him. I don't live in a state of anger. And I feel like Donald is, constantly wanting to put this thing on me like I'm some kind of monster and I'm mad and all of... No, this is just somebody who got sliced and had to recoil from it. And so while you're having your Christmas, if you get this video, please understand that I don't want cruelty to win this thing. I don't want cruelty to win, and I'd like to say you're okay, Sandra, because I thought the whole time that you had sincerity and that you were just swayed the wrong way. You could have just dispelled so much, and you let Donald and you let Linda or whoever you let keep you from coming and talking to me heart to heart, and we could have worked it out, and Christopher wouldn't have had to been drugged through all of this. I mean, he's watched something happen to his poor mom. And I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I am. But I have to be able to be myself like anybody. And this just isn't fair. It's not fair that I just never get to talk to him again, that I never get to be his mom again, that I never get to go to his wedding or even give him a hug. I haven't seen him in 5 years now. I haven't given him a hug, and I have missed him. Sometimes it's just like a pain. I don't think you can imagine. It's like something in movies. And maybe I needed to have some understanding about life, and woke up a lot. But and Linda, I personally feel like you actually took some kind of glee in killing. Like you're like, she does not important, and you just skipped off to go do hairstyling, and maybe from your perspective, what you grew up with, that was okay, but I was just somebody who didn't need to be sliced like that. So now please tell Christopher that I love him, that I'm his mom, that I want to be his mom, that I never stopped being his mom, that there's not been one single day that I haven't been trying to figure out a way to rebuild something that was devastated. And I don't want to have hate in my heart. I have wrestled with that. I'm not mad at him. I think that it would be helpful for his future if he had a sobriety, that everybody loves him. It's not that you can say this person is good and that person is bad, because I'm not any worse than you are. And that's really the truth. So I don't know if this can reach a resolution. This video is getting awfully long, and it'll be hard to upload. And maybe I should do another one. I don't know. My phone number is 970-213-8671. I'll leave it in the message. Please consider that you have a lot of power to make something different here.